Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and get to the point where you ask me a question using the hashtag get to the point on Twitter, and I try to answer your question as to the point as quickly as possible. Is it always a success? No, but we try. That's the point. So today I thought we would talk a little bit about bisexuality, and I think it's fitting that, well, the colors don't exactly match the bisexual flag here, but I thought it was close enough. Got some purple and some blue and some pink, right? So we're getting a little festive today. So with that being said, here is a question from Sherry. My question, if this isn't too personal, is your coming out journey. What made you realize / when did you know you were bisexual? I'm by myself and curious. When I read that out loud, when I read by myself out loud, I was like, oh, you're alone? And I'm like, no way, that's not what you mean. So I actually have an official coming out video that I did in the summer, which I will link over here if you haven't seen it. And actually 4 years ago, I did a video called What is My Sexuality? So this isn't really the first time that I've talked about this or made like an official coming out video. So when I realized it, I think officially when I finally like got it through my brain was really last year, because I was talking about it to Stevie Bobby and Gabby Dunn in text messages. I think I was talking to Annie as well. But really for years even before that, I really didn't put a whole label on my sexuality. I think for years I did say that I was straight, but And when I made that first video, What is My Sexuality, in 2013, 2014, I was just kind of like, it's whatever, and I think I might have used the word pansexual. It's been a while since I've seen that video, but then I decided, bisexual seems a better fit for me, you know? So that's the when, and the how really is just, you know, I was noticing that I also found girls really pretty and kind of attractive and whatnot, you know, seeing Phoebe Tonkin and Caitlin Stacy and the girl who plays Rikki on H2O, I forget her actual name, and you know, other women celebrities that I just had little crushes on. And you know, yeah, I would see some girls in real life and I would be like, oh, she's cute. And one main thing that I noticed was back in high school, I think it was my freshman or my sophomore year, sometime in high school, when I had a friend who was a girl, and she actually had a sister who was also in a relationship with another girl. My friend's sister was in a relationship with this other person, and, you know, I remember at one point when her sister was like, you two are so cute, you should date. And I feel like at some point, I just kind of developed a bit of a crush on her, and I was kind of actually considering that. It never happened. My friend wasn't in any way, shape, or form, at least back then. I wouldn't know about now. We haven't talked in over 10 years. But, you know, back then, she wasn't into women at all. But I just kind of realized that, hey, okay, maybe, yeah. But I think after a while, since then, I didn't really think about that until, again, a couple of years ago when, you know, discovering Caitlin Stacy, Phoebe Tonkin, and then it was just, things started to change a little bit, and I started noticing, hey, I could see myself possibly dating whoever, people that are not just men, and boom, there we go. The label part was always a bit confusing for a little bit, but I think now I pretty much got it down to bisexual, and I'm pretty okay with that. So that is my story. If you are bisexual, or in fact, you know what, it doesn't even matter if you're bisexual, if you are gay, let me know in the comments, of course, if you are comfortable doing so, how / when you realized you were bisexual or, you know, gay. Let's just talk about our gay feelings, shall we? Now, if you have a question about deafness, disability, chronic pain, fatigue, mental health, child abuse, LGBT, relationships, you know, basically anything I've talked about on this channel before, use the hashtag #GetToThePoint on Twitter. That is really the main place that I am seeing these questions, because it's just a place where it'll always be there, so it's the easiest for me, and I may answer your question on a Friday. Thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you feel so inclined to perhaps maybe translate this video, I will have a translate this video link down below in the info box and or the pinned comment. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!